Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, honorable adduction, respected chairman, worthy opponent, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ahmad Rafadiananda. Today, me and my team, as the opposite team, gonna firmly object that motion economic sanction do more harm than goods. As the first speaker, I will define the motion, expand our team stance, and present our first two arguments. First, let us define economic sanction. Economic sanction are restrictions imposed by one or more countries to another countries. This restriction may include trade bans, financial limitation, travel bans, or freezing government assets. Their purpose is not to punish ordinary citizens, but to pressure government into charging into harmful action without resorting military force. Our team believes that sanction, although imperfect, remain one of the most effective peaceful tools in the international relation. Our team's case is based on three major arguments. First, sanction prefer war by providing a peaceful method of resolving conflict. Second, sanction defend international law and human rights by holding government accountable. Third, sanction are flexible and can be targeted to minimize civilian suffers. Today, I will explain the first two arguments. Argument 1. Sanction are peaceful alternative war. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine two countries are facing a serious international crisis. Without sanction, government offer have only two choices. First, ignore the violation or start a military intervention. Military action cause thousands of deaths, destroy infrastructure, and create refuge. Economic sanction profit a middle option. Instead of using bombs and bullets, countries use economic pressure. Although sanction may create economic difficulties, the difficulties are less destructive and armed conflict. Argument 2. Sanction protect international law. The international community cannot simply remain silent when government violate human rights, invade neighbor countries, or develop illegal weapons. If there are no consequences, countries may believe they can break international law without punishment. Economic sanction send a clear message. The world will not accept this action. Sanction encourage government to reconsider their decision because continued violation become economically and politically costly. Without sanction, international law become merely word on paper. Sanction demonstrate that global rules have real consequence. Before I conclude, let me respond to the government's likely argument. They will probably say sanctions hurt other ordinary citizens. We acknowledge that some sanctions have intended consequences. However, modern sanctions are increasingly targeted toward government officials, military industries, financial institutions, and political elites rather than the general population. The solution to improve sanction is not to eliminate them. In conclusion, sanction remain in one most responsible tool available because they prevent war, uphold international. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Reza Widianto. As the second speaker of the opposition team, my responsibilities are to rebut the government's argument and strengthen our team case. The government claims that sanctions mainly hurt innocent civilians. However, this argument ignores two important facts. First, many humanitarian problems are caused by decision of the sanctioned government itself. The government often choose military spending over food, insurance, and public welfare. Blaming sanctions alone ignores government responsibility. Second, today's sanctions are much more targeted than in the past. Many sanctions freeze the overseas assets of political leaders, ban luxury goods, restrict weapons, or block financial transactions involving government institutions. Essential humanitarian goods such as medicine and food are often accepted. Therefore, the government exaggerates civilian suffering while ignoring improvement in sanction design. Now, let me present our third argument. Sanction create incentives for negotiation. Economic sanctions increase the cost of continuing harmful behavior. When government experience decline trade, investment, or access to international finance, they have stronger incentives to negotiate. Sanctions often bring countries back to negotiating table. Without economic pressure, many governments will have little motivation to charge their economic action. Sanctions therefore support diplomacy rather than replace it. Negotiation becoming meaningful when there are consequences for refusing compromise. Furthermore, sanctions are reversible. If government comply with international agreement, sanction can be lifted. This creates a clear path toward cooperation. Military action, however, cannot easily be reversed once lives have been lost. Therefore, sanctions are flexible diplomatic tool. Finally, remember that no international policy is perfect. The question is not whether sanction cause any harm. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, honorable adjudicators, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Surya Maulana Wistarajaya. As the third speaker, I will add why the opposition team has clearly won today's debate. The government has focused entirely on the negative effect of sanctions. However, they failed to compare sanctions with realistic alternative. The choice is not between sanction and a perfect world. The actual choice is between sanction, military intervention, or doing nothing. Doing nothing allow international crimes to continue. Military intervention causes enormous human suffering. Sanctions offer peaceful pressure while avoiding large-scale violence. Throughout this debate, our team has demonstrated three important points. First, sanctions reduce the need of war. Second, sanctions defend international law and human rights. Third, sanctions encourage negotiation and diplomatic solution. The government argues that sanctions sometimes fail, but failure in some cases does not mean the entire policy is ineffective. Many laws, negotiations, and peace agreements also fail sometimes. We improve them, then abandon them. Likewise, sanctions should be made smarter and more targeted, not removed altogether. The government also ignores that authoritarian leaders are ultimately responsible for how resources are distributed inside their own countries. If leaders prioritize military expansion over feeding their citizens, that responsibility belongs to primarily to those leaders. Finally, our side has consistently shown that sanctions provide accountability without immediate violence. They are not perfect, but they are the best peaceful option available. For all those reasons, we strongly urge that adjudicators to reject the motion. Thank you.
Alright, now let me summarize all of three arguments. Honorable adjudicators, respect chairperson, worthy opponents, ladies and gentlemen. As we come to the end of this debate, let us to return the central question before us. Do economic sanctions do more harm than good? Our answer remains a firm no. Throughout today's debate, the opposition has consistently demonstrated that while economic sanctions are not perfect, they are still the most effective and responsible peaceful tool available to the international community. First, we prove that sanctions help prevent war. When countries violate international law or threaten global peace, the international community must respond. Without sanctions, the choices are either to remain silent or to use military force. Military intervention destroys cities, claim innocent life, and creates a long-term instability. Sanctions, on other hand, apply pressure without immediately resorting to violence. They provide the governments with an opportunity to change their behavior through diplomacy rather than through armed conflict. Second, we show that sanctions protect international law and human rights. Laws have meaning only when there are consequences for breaking them. If countries can invade others, violate human rights, or ignore international agreements without facing any response, then global rules become meaningless. Sanctions demonstrate that the international community is willing to defend justice and hold governments accountable for their actions. Third, we explain that sanctions encourage negotiation instead to preventing it. Economic pressure creates incentive for government to return to the negotiating table. Unlike war, sanctions are flexible and reversible. If a government changes its behavior and complies with international agreements, sanctions can be lifted. This makes sanctions a diplomatic tool that promotes cooperation rather than endless conflict. The government has repeatedly argued that sanctions hurt ordinary civilization. We acknowledge that no policy completely free from negative consequences. However, modern sanctions are increasingly targeted political leaders, finance institutions, military industries, and whatever, and etc. Thank you.